Okay, so I am just on here following up with everybody from the last live that I did on Friday. I know it's super late and I do apologize for that. That being said though, if anybody that I was having a conversation with that would like to continue the conversation, you can always leave a comment down below. I do go live Friday at 10 o'clock p.m. And this is just a follow-up because the internet cut out and I wasn't able to finish up those conversations that I was having. So I thought I would just pop on now that I'm back and hopefully I'll reconnect with some of those people. It's Sunday, so it's probably not the best time. But you know what? We're just gonna go for it. Let's try to recall the conversation. Jeffrey Bezos, born in 1964. Jeffrey Bezos. Come on, Jeffrey, you can do it. Put your back and do it. I should have went live earlier. Oh well. It's okay. Hello. How are you? Hello. How are you? Where's everybody from? I was hoping to reconnect with people from my last live that I did, but I don't know if they're going to be on tonight. So, but the internet cut out, so I didn't have a good network connection. Anyway, though, I'm still open to new conversations. Where's everyone from? Canada? Me too. See, India. I am from Alberta. Oh, you don't speak English? Okay, what do you speak? I don't know any other languages, but I mean, I could learn. China? Okay. Ontario, alrighty. What do you guys do? What's something that you... No, I don't, I'm sorry. Get a translator. I gotta get an app or something. I wonder if they could do that translation in real time. You do karate. What is that? Like the martial arts? Okay, cool. That's awesome. Yeah, Calgary's nice. It's pretty big. There's a lot of people there. Oh, thank you. Argentina. All right. How's it out there? and do it. Put your back and do it. I speak Arabic, English, French, German, Spanish, and a few more. Wow, that's impressive. That's pretty good. I unfortunately only speak English at this very moment, but that can always change. So what do you guys do for fun? Like, what's your go-to or something you're excited about coming up? Tell me about a challenge that you most recently overcame and how you did it. My Instagram, if you go to my channel, it is linked on the, when you go to About Me, you'll see my Instagram on there. The Wonderland? Canada Wonderland? Do we have a Wonderland? I don't know if we have a Wonderland. Not that I know of. French products. A lot of our stuff comes from, like, in the grocery stores and stuff. Is that what you're saying? Like the clothing and electronics or this, that stuff comes from China mainly, I think. I don't know where it's manufactured, but you got over your fear of heights. Okay. Did you just go for it? What's your opinion on journalism? Like as a whole, in the general view of it? I mean, I feel journalism, like all things, has a very negative and a positive side of things. So being able to speak truth and inform people is always a great thing. But at the same time, there is something called confirmation bias, which is only releasing certain information to influence certain people to have a more biased opinion to one side than the other by not providing all the information. Okay. And that just helped you get over your fear? I feel like I would still be scared, but I don't know. I used to work at a candy warehouse and the would labels in French if it was shipped to your country. Okay. Well, a lot of, like, in Alberta, we don't speak a whole lot of French. It's not, it is a main language, but it's not the preferred language. I am from Canada, Alberta. Okay. But you know what? If it worked, that's how I learned to swim. My brother pushed me to a pool and I just started swimming. It was a very liberating experience. I am originally from Edmonton, but I don't currently live in Edmonton. Halifax. Hey, get it? Jen, what's up? How's it? Last week. Nice. It is very beautiful. I hear the cost of living is extremely expensive, though. Would that be shock therapy? Spiders, and I let spiders crawl all over me until I'm not afraid anymore. Is that considered shock therapy, maybe? I gotta look this up. It's not my phone, my other one. I don't know where it is. Nice to visit once in a while. Is bag milk a myth or is it just a regional rarity? Bagged milk. There's powdered milk. Are you talking in the liquid form? I don't know about bagged milk in the liquid form. Maybe formula for babies? Couldn't tell ya. I feel like this is frozen for some reason. Leduc? No, I'm not in Leduc, but it's not too far from me. I've been there though. I know where you're talking about. Thank you. Yes, new video every Friday. Well, I go live every Friday currently. My videos and the content that I'm producing, I kind of put a pause on that and focused more on going live as I'm able to connect with people on a more intimate and personal level. And I've seen that it increases my subscribers at a way better rate than just posting a video twice a week or 3 times a week. And then I actually get to build a relationship with the people that are viewing my content. So I definitely do prefer that over the engagement here and there. My introduction, okay. So my content is for anyone who replays memories of their past over and over in their head and it still has emotional attachments to it. My content talks about how to release those things and build more wholeness instead of letting it control your life. No, I once saw a Canadian, 1 second here, I can't see this. I once saw a Canadian YouTuber show us a picture with a open plastic pouch of milk. And he said it was a thing in Canada. This was years ago, by the way, but now I can't disassociate it from. Okay. That's fair enough. So every time you see a Canadian content creator, you think of milk. Okay, that's fair. I get that. That's hilarious. I made videos a possessive. What do you mean? I don't understand. I do, yes. The link for that should be in my About Me page as well, or you can book through my Facebook. You know he could have been trolling? 100% he could have been trolling. Or my email should be on there too if you want to send me a direct email, and then I can send you the scheduling page. Are you correcting my spelling right now? If you are, that's okay. I'm not going to say I'm the best speller, but I do know what I'm talking about. It's just, you know, there's an AI for that. Of course I can. I can see it right now. Is this a mentalism thing? Okay, I'm getting. Show me. Let's do it. The weather's been nice. It rained today quite a bit. We needed it though. It's been pretty hot and dry. I don't believe that I live in the right country though, because I don't like winter. I'm not made for the cold. Therefore, I'm thinking Florida or something, because apparently there's no mosquitoes there either. Hey, listen, I do believe that AI should be there to help human existence. So let's say you have a company, right? And you have some kind of riff within the first 10 years. So the next milestone of a company would be 20 years. So that's the hardest mark to meet. So in that journey there, let's say they had to pay out some $1 million business owner because they got into a fight. So during that hump where they're trying to keep their cash flow going, if AI were to step in for employers or for employees at that moment, but as soon as the company is back on its legs, there should be some kind of threshold there so that that doesn't take over human existence and human employment. Rather, it should assist in times of need. Canadian creates stereotype of bag milk to America. And now I feel like I'm being rude or offensive every time I ask the question. Why? It's fine. It's not an offensive question. I'm not offended. If anything, it's rather hilarious. I think it's great. You know, actually, I was on a live and someone told me that no mosquitoes exist in Florida. So that's why I'm thinking Florida. And I would say the past year of my life, I wouldn't necessarily say 5 years. In the past 5 years, I have grown as a person significantly and I've gotten clear on my direction. This year, it's more execution. Oh, did you? Because my shadow? That's funny. We could. I don't know how to make puppets, though. That's hilarious. Oh, thank you. It's okay. Do you know how to do shadow puppets? Do you got some skills, Brian? I was gonna say something, but I'm not gonna go there. Okay. 100%. Transparency is key. How do I discover direction? Direction would be following your passion. So something like what you stand for in life, okay? So in my life, my integrity was all I had because I left home at 13. So what I stood for was my integrity. And then as I went through different experiences in life, maintaining that integrity was super important to me, regardless of what I went through. That being said, I was obviously more prone to people-pleasing tendencies. So I had to learn to get a backbone and to stand up for myself in a respectful manner, of course. And throughout all those experiences that I went through, I'm not going to say I was always sunshine and rainbows. However, that's a skill that I was able to hone. So where can I apply that skill? Where does the world need this most? And then that's the direction that I went. Life. Oh, how did I get into content creation? Because, so like, how I got into content creation was interacting with friends and strangers on the street, and they would always tell me that I changed their life in some way with my perspective on things. Eventually, I started to feel if I were to die tomorrow, I wouldn't feel like I've done everything that I can to share what I know in my heart with the world. And that's how I started doing content creation. Thank you. I mean, so I've been doing content creation for the past 2 years. I just started going and doing lives. So since I've been doing lives instead of just posting videos every 3 days a week, I've noticed that I'm getting a lot more traction. So I would say I didn't put it into a scale quite yet to measure it. I'm getting there on my vision board. I'm in the middle of renos though, and they're just finishing up. So I'm gonna have a wall to measure all of these things. I'll let you know when I know. I am from Canada. I definitely will. I'll post it in my community. Big picture. Oh, I'm probably not the chickie that's gonna be able to help you with that. Sorry. My name's Julia. No, from Canada, Alberta. No. Look, so what is it here? Sorry. Nice nose. Okay, so nice nose. Thanks. Do have a nice nose. It's pretty cute. Anyway, I don't care about your money. There's nothing you could buy me that would make me want to be friends with you. I'm sorry, but like if your first approach is like I'm trying to smash, like you should probably just smash your way out of this conversation. And not to be rude, not that you're doing anything wrong. I just personally don't entertain things like that. And I take myself a little bit more seriously than that. So, with all due respect, we can be acquaintances, but I'm most likely probably not going to be a friend. Been there, done that. Sorry, you're going to have to move on to the next chick. You're not talking to someone who has no life experience here. I was on my own at 13. I hustled. You name it, I've done it, okay? I don't got to talk about it. I just am about it. So, enough said. But like I said, we can be acquaintances, but most likely probably not going to be friends. That's cool. Trading psychology is definitely a thing. That's a good thing to know as well. I am a strong personality, yeah. I know. Some people like it, some people don't. I'm not for everybody. That's okay. I'm sorry, nice nose. Are you jealous of other people's noses or something? Because like if you're always looking at people's noses, like I don't know how to help you, bro. Um, I I'm not gonna entertain you anymore. Like you're gonna comment, I'm not gonna acknowledge you. Okay? I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just letting you know how it is. Okay, moving on. Sure, please do. I would love to hear your description. I like that. doing? Yeah, so I mean, so I have the peace that surpasses all understanding. With the amount of things that I've been through and the fact that I did it with, like, God was the only one that raised me. I can't give the credit to anything else. And like when I say God, I mean on a personal level. I'm not talking about indoctrination or religion of any kind. I mean literally just me and God, because that's all I had. Now that I've reached the peace that surpasses all understanding, I have a roadmap there. And of course, I want to share that with the world because other people also deserve to be at peace and unfuckable with. So, like, I look at myself like I have my own little universe, right? And we are constantly interacting with one another's universes. So, if I trigger you and you get offended, I've now taken control of your universe to some extent that you have given me. That doesn't happen in my universe. I can't be fucked with like that. I'm not going to be scared. I can't be intimidated. If anything, it kind of just gives me a little, adrenaline rush. Because I'll challenge people. I'll challenge people on why they think what they think, just to make sure that they think it. Not that I want to beef, but because they should know themselves to that level and be okay with that. The peace that surpasses all understanding. I do believe my email is on there. If not, my Facebook is. And you can just message me on Facebook. So like it's gonna take you to my page on Facebook. I have a pinned post that's my actual profile. So go to my profile. I don't really go on my page much. I've been trying to mix them into one without any luck. So right, and I feel like regardless of even I think for me to learn and another perspective or lens that I can see the same challenge through. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Nice nose. Bro, like this is a conversation here. Like I'm sorry. Like I know I said I wasn't gonna acknowledge you anymore, but I'm just saying. Like go find your crowd. This isn't your tribe, bro. And that's okay. Exactly, right? So I do have the understanding though. I can explain it to a 4-year-old easily. So I believe if you can't explain it to a 4-year-old, then you don't know what you're talking about. Or maybe not a 4-year-old, sorry, let's go with an 8-year-old, 10-year-old. Then you don't know what you're talking about. I can take what I know and break it down for them easily in a comprehensible way where they get the point. So it doesn't matter who I'm talking to. I will take what they tell me and I'll use their own words so that it resonates with them. And that's why I also find that I get more traction with live videos because I can see people and meet them where they're at, instead of me having to put what I know into a general format to reach a lot of people. Challenges like landing in middle of winter without knowing to know what to do next. Okay, I've been in similar situations. The video is a bit blurry, but you seem really pretty. Not sure if it's my connection or something. It could be my connection too. I apologize for that. I gotta get some kind of booster. I do live in the middle of nowhere pretty much, so the internet isn't always the best. Yeah, I mean, so this one time, me and my mom were fighting, and she drove me out into the middle of nowhere. And she told me to get out and walk, so I did. And I mean, I made it back. I had to figure it out, but I was good. I don't know what she was thinking. But like, you want me to go into detail about that story? Yeah, go ahead. I'm probably not going to know who it is because I don't watch TV and I don't watch movies. So it's going to go right over my head. I just, yeah. Oh, I have a rap about him. Wait, not Putin. Sorry, I was thinking Nanyuha. Never mind. Okay, so how did you do it? Tell me more. No, I'm saying the peace that surpasses all understanding, the way to get there. So when you're 8 years old, think about how much of life that you know. So your whole world, when you face an issue, that's all that you know. So you need to take everything else that you've experienced and just forget about that for a minute and bring yourself back to an 8-year-old's perspective. So it's a big deal, right? Okay. So you're going to have to relate to this big deal, and you're going to have to be able to compare it to something that gives them perspective on something that isn't worth getting that upset about. Why this no isn't the end of the world, or why they may not actually need an item right now, right? So you have to bring it back down to the mini perspective. The lessons are all the same, they just look different. They feel different, right? So you can always bring back that the peace that surpasses all understanding through perspective. You know, I am learning about the spectrum of productivity currently. And I feel everyone's journey is so individual to what they've been through. So I may not be the most productive that day, but let's say I had a huge epiphany about what's consuming my mind, whether it be fear, whether it be stress, like money issues, or what, like, I don't know, like, or I'm getting harassed or something like that. So like these things are all like what can consume a person's mind in a day that stops them from being able to be productive. If you can cross out one of the things that was holding you back in that way, your next 5 days are going to be a lot more productive than that one day that you may be measuring by. I do believe productivity is a journey, especially when you've been through a lot of trauma as well. to follow it up. Keep trying something until you find something that works. Hi, baby. You want a hug? Come see mommy. Come on. Hello. My baby. My kitten. Hello. Understanding of an 8-year-old to stop crying about your mac and cheese and eat your and eat them vegetables. Okay, so I would so depending on how they're already being raised and what's been allowed. So the trauma that you're up against is old habits. So what have the parents themselves allowed up until that point? Okay. So my dad, when growing up, never used to tell us what the food was before we tried it. That being said, that I'm not a picky eater at all. And I do believe that's the way I would raise my kid. Like if they want to know what it is, try it first and then tell me you don't like it. So that's all based on perspective. Once you're in that situation and they don't want to eat their vegetables, like you kind of have to give yourself the perspective of like you did this to yourself. So I think then it comes into the journey of acceptance and give them something else to eat because they're not going to eat it. You got to pick and choose your battles wisely too, you know? First time catching your stream. Do you go live often? You're super charming. What kind of do you usually stream? It is usually chat, advice, live today. Yeah, so that's usually what I do on my lives is I just talk with people. And they tell me something that they're, well, I mean, like we just talk. And then eventually, person to release a lot of the ways that was controlling their life. Hello, little girl. What are you doing, my papa? How to be your times. Okay, so what are you stressing about? And like, what are the traumas behind that stress? What do you fear? You fear being lonely? Okay, how old are you? Tech traveler. Okay, so what self-limiting beliefs do you have that you're not good enough? Because that's where this fear is coming from, and because of okay, hold on. Let me just. I love you. Okay, go. Okay. Okay. So let's talk about this for a second. You're 30 years old, and you have a fear of being lonely. Maybe you've had some bad relationships. So you're going to have these, depending on how these relationships went, if you were at fault in any which way, your belief that you're going to be lonely in the long term, right? So when you break down what those self-limiting beliefs are and you can rewrite those narratives into a strength, like sure, maybe I cheated on somebody, but I learned from that and I know that I'll never be that person again. Or maybe I was super jealous in this one relationship and I actually realized that I don't like causing that kind of destruction and chaos in another person's life. Therefore, I'm going to make a promise to myself here today that every time I feel triggered or I feel like I'm not good enough, in the company of my girlfriend, instead of me getting and blaming her, I'm going to be vulnerable and open and talk about it. Right? So, but you got to get real specific, okay? You got to get brutally honest. No, I understand it. Like, I'm not trying to say these are just examples, right? So, have you ever been in a relationship? Okay, so rejected all the time. Okay, so how are you approaching things? So the rejection is not mean you're not good enough to be in a relationship. What that tells me is maybe your approach to the relationship or getting the date isn't working. Have you looked up other approaches? So you also got to remember that, like, the sureness that you carry within yourself. So let's say I'm walking up to a girl and I already have in my head, I'm going to be rejected. That's going to, it's going to appear in my body language. It's going to make me have a maybe quieter tone of voice. I'm going to hesitate. And women don't like those things. They want to see that, like, you're confident in yourself. Because, like, rejection is actually just God's protection. But they don't want, like, women usually want, like, someone that can lead them. And if I'm feeling small and that I'm not good enough, how am I presenting that even if I get rejected, I'm still going to be okay? Because it's not about the yes. It's really not. It's about finding someone who's also open-minded to get to know you as you are them. So if they say no to you, take that as a blessing. Okay, so why don't you go on speed dates? Why don't you get a little bit more comfortable? Like, get your feet wet and keep doing it. On speed dates, like, one only. Like, don't get carried away. No, actually, I didn't even notice it. So when you're saying it, okay, so you gotta stop taking. Okay, hold on. First and foremost, why do you take it personal? What self-limiting belief have you created? What belief have you created that a no is a personal thing? So this is gonna go back down into your childhood. You're gonna have to do some soul searching here, okay? At some point in your life, somebody told you or you created a belief that when someone says no to you, it's personal. Where did that happen for you? And do not so like, but that's what I'm saying. Don't worry to this nice nose person, okay? Because you know what? Want to know what you are, nice nose? You're fucking weak. Want to know why you manipulate people? Because if people were to see the real you, you don't even know who the real you is. That being said, that's why you manipulate women, because you don't believe in your heart that you could be authentic and they would still like you. So if you want to get called out, bro, I'm going to call you out. Go take your weak ass somewhere else. Thank you. Moving on. Okay. Being a dedicated person, that's a great quality to have. People, in the long run, when at the end of the day, when you're not beautiful anymore and you get older, you want someone who is dedicated. That is a great quality, and that is why someone would want to know you. So use that to your advantage and hone that dedication as a strength. I would suggest reading the book Strength Finders. You didn't make me rage, bro. I just called you out. So, I mean, like, you could think that I'm raging, but you don't want to see me rage, honey. Doesn't happen often. I just wanted to point out how weak you are, because at the end of the day, you are. What does me giving him a chance have to do with anything? The advice that I'm giving him? Okay, but that's what I'm saying. So how do I show them that I'm... Oh, that you're delicate. Okay. Stop being delicate. Get some thick skin, okay? Like, I hate to say this, but go hang out with your boys. I'm sorry, no, hold on. Okay. Life isn't delicate. It's really not. You got to learn to roll with the punches and not against them. Because if you're going against them, you're going to get punched in the face repeatedly, okay? So, at the end of the day, you got to figure out why you take things so personal. Like, okay, like, why do I take something so personal? This is what I'm saying. Like, you can be delicate and take it personal, but, like, is that really serving you in any way of the sense? Life is full of rejection, and the more you want to let rejection control you, actually, want to know what I suggest that you do? I suggest that you go to door sales. Okay? Go door to door, knock on doors, do vacuum sales. That's what I suggest that you do until you stop taking things so personally. And instead of focusing on the no, focus on the things that are beautiful around you and appreciate those things. Like if you see a beautiful rock or a flower, or you look at a tree and it just has a certain color of green that really stands out to you. Sit there in that appreciation instead of focusing on that rejection. Because the appreciation will be there forever and the rejection only lasts a second. Yeah, they do, but it gives you some thick skin, I'm just saying. Okay, so like I said, so the things that I like, honestly, like if you want to be delicate, go ahead and be delicate. I'm not trying to say that there's anything wrong with that. But from what I've learned in life is being delicate doesn't get you anywhere. Being delicate leaves you damaged. That being said, when you seek the deeper wisdom and you start to see your weaknesses and you turn them into something that you can leverage or that you can improve on through clarification, that starts to strengthen your delicateness. Okay, and it's a justified, it's not like an entitled strength, it's an actual built strength. So I love you and I appreciate you for who you are, but at the end of the day, if you want to get where you want to go, you're going to have to do things that make you uncomfortable. Okay? And I mean that with all the love in my heart. But I'm going to end this live. I love you all. I am being delicate with nice nose. You're very right. And stop lying. Hey. What am I? Actually, I don't even care. I actually do have to go though. I love you all, and I will catch you guys next Friday. Make sure you check back, and I'll also show you my my measuring board by that time too. Okay, see you. Okay, sounds good. Contact me. You have my email, or go on my Facebook. Nice nose. Got a real pretty nose. What that nose do though?